I think we can all think back in our own personal history of a time when we didn't have enough money to make it to the next paycheck. So today, things aren't much different. The difference is we can now offer those things digitally. So rather than going and getting a payday loan, if you can't make it to your next paycheck, they're able to.
Predatory. I think it differentiates employers. So on the recruiting side, those that actually put that forth in the job description, et cetera, and say, hey, we have this.
It's a benefit.
It's exactly right.
What the statistics say is essentially people that are making $100,000 are using earned wage access as much as people who make $30,000. But at the end of the day, I think everyone partners with companies that they feel like align with.
All right. So, Bryan, welcome to our podcast. I do have a fun fact question for you. So, we're here at SHRM, and my question for you is, and I'm not going to spell tchotchke, so don't ask me to spell it.
What happened?
What is your favorite giveaway that you would want or that has struck you?
So we have a very, I'll call it interesting giveaway at our booth, and it is a self-stuffable neck pillow is the only way I can describe it. So you essentially, I see it as a way to skirt TSA guidelines. So you can fill the entire thing and it's like socks and maybe an extra sweatshirt, and then you wrap it around. It's a neck pillow. So
right. You always see people like when they're doing their weighting and things like that, they have to take some things out of their bag.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a perfect. You won't have to. Put right in there. Yeah.
I've bought, over the history of my travel, I've probably bought 20 neck pillows, and I don't think I've ever used them.
I did try to use one last night. So I came from our Connect conference out in ISOG where Rapid is there, that great partnership with us here. And I took a red eye and I thought, I'll be able to sleep on the plane, right? Like it's 10 o'clock out there, get on the plane. I did not sleep at all. Nope. There was no crying baby. There was no nothing, but like there's no leg room and that. So, but my neck pillow, I had it up against, I picked a window seat and it didn't work. But I think that is absolutely a creative giveaway for here. So yeah, but it's just definitely cool.
Yeah, I'll never use it. I mean, as a short man with no neck, neck pillows are really just sort of ear warmers for me. So.
Gotcha. All right, so let's talk business. Let's talk business a little bit. All right, so tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the market right now for Rapid with earned wage access.
Yeah, so earned wage access has really become very, very big in the market. It's really, at the end of the day, we could say it's centered around the economy, but it's probably really not. It's one of those things that's always been around. I think we can all think back in our own personal history of a time when we didn't have enough money to make it to the next paycheck. I always tell a story of, driving to work knowing that there was no way I could make it home. And I actually walked in and told my boss, Bob, that I said, Bob, I had enough gas to get here today, and he handed me $20, right? So that was earned wage access when I was 17 years old.
Right.
So today, things aren't much different. The difference is we can now offer those things digitally. So rather than going and getting a payday loan, if you can't make it to your next paycheck, they're able to
predatory lending.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I guess if there's one good thing that it could do, it would kill those. But yeah, hopefully. But yeah, so it allows people the ability to then access wages that they've actually earned. So we know that they worked. We know that they what they typically earn, and now they're able to access those wages. So it allows them to fill those spaces.
I think it differentiates employers. So on the recruiting side, those that actually put that forth in their job description, et cetera, and say, hey, we have
benefit.
It's exactly right.
It's a benefit.
I would go to a company if it was down to two and one of them had it and one of them didn't. That would be the decision, I think.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's living paycheck to paycheck sometimes. And so, having that opportunity or that benefit for a company is huge. What do you see, so what's the popularity, or is there some industry specifics that you want to share that are related to how many people are utilizing this service?
Yeah, so I don't know the exact number of folks using it, but here's what I do know is that there's essentially no major employer in the U.S. anymore who is not offering earned wage access. And the reason I bring that up is because it's sort of what I always liken it to is the early days of Walmart, right? Walmart showed up and we all said, well, we're going to shop local, and and we're not going to let this big store take over. How well Walmart took over because, quite frankly, it's easier and and
Actually, it was better. I worked there for 6 years.
right, and it was cheaper and it was better and
One-stop shop.
right. So I liken it to that in that. So when I
Some table stakes.
right. So when I look at like sort of your medium sized employer or even smaller employer, I say, so your choices are essentially to cede all of the good employees in America to the largest employers, or offer this benefit that allows people to really be able to take funds, but also take funds with dignity. It's different than having to walk into a payroll or HR office and say, I can't make it till the next paycheck, because people just don't do that.
Well, early days of, was it EWA, was really focused on hourly. And I think one of the pivots that I loved about it is that once you start to get into professional services, like the Deloittes of the world, is like, wow, now that this is cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely the case. I mean, when the studies out there, what the statistics say is essentially people that are making $100,000 are using earned wage access as much as people who make $30,000. So there's not, it's the living to paycheck mentality exists.
The more money you have doesn't always mean that you're spending it right. Right.
Living up to 100%.
Living beyond your means. Let's say that, right? Right. Is there any industries that you see it is utilized a little bit more?
So the early adopters in the industry are certainly retail, hospitality, construction. Yep. That's really your hourly employee, right? Those are the early adopters. But now it really is beginning to grow into really every segment of the population. We're seeing more in education. We're finding more and more school districts or even colleges that pay monthly, which is
Monthly paycheck. I don't know if I could do it that.
yeah.
We used to do that.
Really?
They used to do monthly paychecks.
I can't wait for my.
It was a cash flow thing. That's all it was. Is we need to bring in the money to then pay people. But we'll know that we've arrived with EWA when investment bankers use it. Right. That's what we'll know. It's like,
Yes. Okay.
okay.
Staying.
It stayed for a while. Last question, for me at least. You became a partner. There was a reason. Why do you stay a partner of ISOL?
Yeah, so I think the culture of iSolved really aligns well with the culture of Green Dot, and I think that's really what it means, right? Like none of us. I mean, does everyone have a partner that they may not love the most? Maybe, but at the end of the day, I think everyone partners with companies that they feel like align with them. Right, you don't want to be a partner of a company that you feel like is going to put you in a bad light. So I think that's really what does.
Fantastic. Right. Nope. I'm good. But thank you so much for joining us, Bryan.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
You have a great day.
Thank you.